We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a dear heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abaganazo Bunigwe was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is time of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh yeah, people of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh yeah.
What's that, marathon? We're not fighting each other. We know where we're going. We're going to get Biafra. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you. If Biafra is fighting for you, no one will touch your property. If you're fighting alone, you're bound to lose it. So Biafra is the best. We will become the 16th member country of ECOWAS. If Nigeria doesn't release those properties, then we'll take them to court and we'll get them back. Even twice the value. The Jews had investments all over the world. Most of the priceless artifacts and paintings belong to many families in Germany. It was stolen by the Nazi Party. Do you know that? Eventually they got everything back with compensation on top of it. That's what we're going to do. If you touch our investments, we'll come back for you. And we'll know where we can get it from. So there is nothing for anyone to worry about. It's only if I'm not stopping you from being a Nigerian, if you are born on the streets of Lagos and you want to be a Lagosian and your name is Adama, oh, well and good. There's no problem.
Onye si na-agata anya ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra ebe ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ Lucky way to zoo. Oh, go on, memory and Goliath. Chineke na nke igwe memory n'afọ. Sikwa otu a mee ka fero ọgụ onye home on the idea biko wee ta akọkọ igwe ọtọ ọsọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ nwa bụ ekele n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị n'oge mmalite n'oge ọgwụgwụ kama anyị nwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akọ na ogbu gị na nọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu abịa ma
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening section of our program. I welcome every one of you wherever you are joining from. Like and share the program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to anyone that you can share to. What we do here is to continue, as always, to give a voice to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. We will make sure that they are not forgotten. That is our duty. That is our project. We don't have any other project apart from that. And we are going to see this project to the end to make sure that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, is not forgotten. And we will make sure that our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is always remembered. So wherever you're watching from, like and share this program. We must continue to do our own little best. The little things we can do on our own. Continue to do it, no matter how difficult it is. I know this is a very terrible time, a time of temptation. Many people have surrendered already. Many people are discouraged. I understand. I don't blame anybody who gets tired and walk away. It is okay, but those of us who are still here, no matter how difficult, we will continue to do what we have to do. And this evening, we will continue to give voice to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Detention versus destiny. Why their freedom matters now more than ever. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi
'Mazi' 'Simon' 'Ekpa' 'matters more than ever. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi 'Simon' 'Ekpa' 'matters more than ever. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi 'Simon' 'Ekpa' 'matters more than ever. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi 'Simon' 'Ekpa' 'matters more than ever.
We need them now more than ever because of the situation at hand. This is a very terrible time. It is now clear that without their presence, it will almost be impossible for us to do anything. The enemy have been emboldened. The enemy have taken a different dimension. They have opened up new gates. And as I'm speaking to you, attack is going on against Biafrans. Attack is going on against the children of Chukwuka Biafra on different levels, on different ground. Nigerian government have become so bold that they do anything they want at any time. Nobody is challenging them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is inside trying to give directions. Mazi Simon Ekpa has been detained. Nobody can stand for us. The Liberation Army have been chased out of the camp by our own people, the same people they were supposed to protect. Even if I were in with them, I will feel the same way they are feeling. The people you want to protect, they don't want to. That is why they say the most difficult people to be saved in this world is a black man. For you to save a black man, you must have to first of all fight him, conquer him before you save him. That is how difficult it is to save a black man. To save a black man, you have to fight him, conquer him, then you save him from trouble. That is how hard it is. And this is what we are seeing today. For you to save the Biafran people who are almost consumed and overtaken, you need to fight them. Mazen Nnamdi kind of fought and fought and fought. And they continue to fight Mazen Nnamdi until they even put him into trouble. Mazen Simon came and he fought and fought and fought. The same people he want to save put him into trouble. You see how difficult it is. But I tell you today, we need them more than ever. I have said it and I continue to say it. There is no other project today in Biafra struggle that is more important than the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi and Mazen Simon Ekpa. There is no project in Biafra restoration that is as important as freedom of Mazen Nnamdi and Mazen. And only their freedom can guarantee any recognition you are talking about. Their freedom alone will bring automatic recognition. Without their freedom, you are talking nonsense. You can continue to make yourself happy. You can continue to make yourself relevant. You can continue to lie to yourself. From year to year, it is the same story. All you need to do is to apply your common sense. Just sit back and watch. Since Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Mazen Simon Ekpa was taken out of picture, how is the situation or the struggle? And you can only judge the situation of the struggle by looking at the Biafra land. Look at the Biafra land. That is where you can judge. Don't judge on internet. Don't judge the people living abroad. If you want to judge the situation of Biafra today, look at Biafra land. That is the only place you can measure the success of Biafra restoration. Look at the Biafra land. When you look at Biafra land, what do you see? In the absence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, what do you see? Failure, division, stagnancy. That is what you see. That is why their freedom is more important today than ever. A lot of achievements have been made by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And today, the same people Mazen Nnamdi Kanu work with, they are fighting him. The only project the DOS has today is to attack Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, make sure they destroy Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the new project they have. And there are still some people who have the same project for Mazen Simon Ekpa. They make sure his name is not being mentioned. But we did here. That is why we will continue to give them a voice. And I'm going to play this video from Mazen Simon Ekpa. This very broadcast he made on the achievement that Mazen Simon Ekpa made while he was with us. Resounding achievement. Listen and
Those
hear.
who are asking, did you say Biafra will come in 2023? Biafra has been restored already. What is remaining is a complete declaration that will be defended. And before that happens, there are many things that we need to put in place. I want you to recount the achievement of the Biafra Republic government in exile under the leadership of Simon Ekpa, what we have achieved in 2023, and ask yourself that question again, and you will look very stupid. we have been able to form government in exile in 2023. In 2023, we have formed the de facto government. In 2023, we have launched Biafra Liberation Army. In 2023, we launched Biafra Navy, we launched Biafra Air Force, we launched the forces of Biafra. In 2023, we adopted Helsinki Declaration, which is the constitution of Biafra. In 2023, we had a convention in Finland where Biafra people gathered from all over the world as delegates to vote on the Biafra Charter, which is a living document subjected to amendment. In 2023, we have created 40 states of Biafra, and believe me, many more states will come because we are not done yet. In 2023, not only that we created state, we also brought the redesigned and a redrawn Biafra map to reflect the current situation and the current demography of Biafra. In 2023, we started engaging officially Nigeria state in a guerrilla warfare on self-defense. In 2023, we officially and publicly engaged Nigeria terrorist army, and we are neutralizing them on daily basis. It has never happened before in the history of Biafra after the war. In 2023, we publicly and openly made sure that Nigeria doesn't kill again in Biafra land and go free. So, if you look at those things I've mentioned, and those ones I have not even mentioned, are you still going to challenge Simon Ekpa that Biafra has not been restored in 2003? Biafra declaration is not about mouth pronouncement. It's about putting every structure in place. It's about putting every mechanism and measures in place to shaping the map and the structure of Biafra. In 2023, we have designed the economic viability of Biafra. In 2023, we have kicked off the Biafra Urban Development Project. In 2023, we made a lot of impact globally. In 2023, the Biafra awareness gained the highest momentum in the history of Biafra since after the war. In 2023, we made the Nigeria terrorist army to cry on the floor of National Assembly. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria. In 2023, those who are serving as the agents of Nigeria, benefiting from the corrupt entity called Nigeria, openly called for execution, and the kidnapping and arresting of Simon Ekpa, because they know that this is a different thing from what they have seen in their entire life. In 2023, they called for the arrest of Simon Ekpa and called for the release of Nnamdi. Confusion. In 2023, after they have used many years to plan the kidnapping of Nnamdi, they have come to say Nnamdi is a saint. He's a very gentleman. He's a nice person. But just 2 years ago, they kidnapped this nice person from Kenya. 2 years ago, they tortured him for 8 days. 2 years ago, he was an evil man. 2 years ago, they called him terrorist. 2 years ago, he was everything evil to them. 2 years ago, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars. They kidnapped him and put him into a private jet from Kenya to Nigeria. 2 years ago, Nnamdi Kanu was everything evil to Nigeria, including to Nnamdi and all of them. 2 years ago, he was the only problem of Nigeria. 2 years ago, he was the only person that constituted all manner of insecurity in Nigeria. He was the one who is more deadlier than Boko Haram. He was everything that Nigeria don't want to see. Today, as Simon Ekpa take the Biafra liberation to the next level, the same people are now calling Nnamdi the most sensible person. These are hypocrites. These are devilish people. These are criminals. That only thing they want to do is to give dog a bad name in order to kill it. They have given bad that name to Nnamdi. They themselves were the one who condemned Nnamdi. The same people today, they have seen that, yes, indeed, someone actually followed the footsteps of Nnamdi and ready to drag all of them to Biafra land. So like I remember, when we get to Biafra land, we will treat their fuck up very well. Today, the same people who gave the bad name to Nnamdi in order to be kidnapped, they slandered his name, blackmailed him to other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. All of them today has come to say that Nnamdi is very sensible. Now it is Simon Ekpa is the problem. These people who are just evil from birth refuse to understand why Simon Ekpa have decided to take this thing upon himself to liberate the people of Biafra who has been subjugated in a second. Because they thought that they have actually systematically conquered everybody by dividing creative states, dividing us, changing the demography and the map of the Biafra people. And at the end of the day, they structured out 5 tiny states, called it 5 eastern states. And they say, let us continue to divide them. And now they tell you, oh, you are talking about Biafra. We are just 5 states. In the second, we have come to destroy their evil agenda. Today, you will understand that the plan of the Islamic State has failed. Today, the Biafra people are proudly announcing the 40th state, which is called the United States of Biafra. 40 complete states, cut across the board, including in the area where they claim they were never there. I have come to learn from what Biafra did wrong in 1967 to 1970. I have come to learn what Wazirike did wrong from the time he started the Biafra movement, and I have come to learn what Nnamdi Kanu did right and was in the process of doing before the plan and kidnapping. I continue from there, and today we are where we are. They are not resting. Those IPOB Nigeria are not resting as well. Every given opportunity, they think that there is a fight in the Biafra government. They will say, oh, their hope now is that they are fighting, and they are happy that there is a fight in the Biafra government. That is to tell you that, like we said, they are cost. They are cost. And they can never rise again. The Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Biafra has been restored in 2023. We have a government, we have a structure of the government of Biafra, we have every department that made Biafra government a legitimate government. The people of Biafra are loyal to the government, both in the exile and in the homeland. We have governors, state administrators in all the 40 states of Biafra. We have the deputy governors, which is called administrators. We have the secretary of state of each state in Biafra land. We have the chairman and managers of county and district. If you do not understand that with this structure we have now, one day you will sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra. It means that you are an idiot. I told you that by the time I finish with Nigeria, you will sleep in Nigeria one day and wake up in Biafra. The next phase is to set up the police of Biafra. The reason why we have not set up the police is because it is going to be state police. Every state will have their police. Every state will be independent. It is going to be local police, and there is no interference from the central government of Biafra. The military is a joint military, one military that will protect the territorial integrity of Biafra. When one state is attacked, it means that you have attacked all of us. So my people, for those who are asking when are you going to declare Biafra, we have already declared Biafra. We are only waiting for us to conclude the last phase of the Biafra government, and one day you will sleep and wake up in Biafra. Like I said, then we must capture every cranny of the Biafra territory.
I hope you got the message. This message is powerful. For those of you who are confused, after listening to this message, you will see that Mazi Simon Ekpa actually finished all the assignment he has to do. He finished every assignment that was supposed to be done. And all we are supposed to do is to keep his legacy and continue on that same project that he has, defending Biafra land. But unfortunately, many of us have deviated from defending the land. Many of us are focusing on blackmail, propaganda, personal interest, position. Go back and listen to this video over and over again. How Mazi Simon mentioned the process he has gone, how he has gone, things he has done, put in place, the structure he has put in place, the way he was able to construct the declaration that you have seen. From this message, you understand that declaration is not just that pronunciation that made it. It has been done very long ago. It is a plan. It's a process. It is a process. The one that was done in convention is just the last pronunciation. But the major things were put in place by Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is why we must not forget him. We must not forget him. He has done a very wonderful work. On your own time, go back and listen to this broadcast of Master Simon Ekpa, where he spoke about things that he has done, process that we have passed. And I bet you, each time you listen to that, all you need to do is to think twice and do your own part to see that Biafra is properly represented. And we must continue, no matter the attack, no matter the propaganda. Our leaders has done a lot of things. Mazen Nnamdi has done his own part. Mazen Nnamdi did a great job that nobody can doubt. Only an enemy that will come to them and say he doesn't see what Mazen Nnamdi has done. Just like all of a sudden, the DOS today are saying they have not seen what Mazen Nnamdi has done. You can imagine, DOS themselves are saying they have not seen what Mazen Nnamdi has done. That is laughable. The absence of Mazen Simon Ekpa have exposed so many things. I saw one of our sisters confessing that Mazen Simon Ekpa did a great job. And she was begging anybody that she has offended to forgive her. Many of you must have seen the video of that sister. But unfortunately, they were the people that fought against Mazen Simon Ekpa.
Simon put a sense. If for Simon, Chukuga was Simon Ebo, if for Simon Ekpa, God will bless that guy. God will bless Simon Ekpa. I mean, they talk about Chuku Gozel Simon Ekpa, wherever he is today. Yeah, the chaputa. Simon Ekpa, the chaputa. Chuku Gozel Simon Ekpa, Ebo Buno, one job. Chuku Gozel that guy. Simon will be a good guy indeed. He is a good guy. Simon Ekpa will be a good guy. Chineke gozes, onye ọbụla sị na Chineke ama ngozi Simon Ekpa, onye ahụ ga-eji ala zere mmiri. Maka Chukwu, Simon bụ ezigbote nwa Chineke na amafọ na pụta efe mmụọ ejike gba nwa nnụnụ nnefe. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ unu jizia.
Did you hear? Did you hear the confession of this our sister? But in those days, she was one of the people they deceived. They deceived her, and she was fighting against Mazen Simon Ekpa. She was fighting against Mazen Simon Ekpa. And today, Mazen Simon Ekpa is not here anymore. And all those evil have been exposed. And people are confessing the good work Mazen Simon Ekpa have done. Finally, today, they have realized that Mazen Simon Ekpa was sincere and he was fighting a just cause. But when Mazen Simon Ekpa was exposing these criminals, they didn't believe him. They didn't believe. But I thank God that today, Mazen Simon Ekpa have vindicated. Wherever he is, he has been vindicated. And I pray that Chukwu Kukabiam, the same way confessions are coming about his good work, the same way he will be released and he will come and see these things I hear with his own mouth. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, we must continue to appreciate the work of our leaders. Nigeria has gone and gone forever. Nigeria has gone. There is nothing you can do to save Nigeria. Nigeria is a bad news. No matter how you say it, no matter how you do it, it's a bad news. I want us to listen to this from shore. It is good. Confession.
So that we, because like everybody, I want to remind the MP that it was the president of the FPA, Alawa Kabasharon was his name, during my days at the University of Lagos. He organized the first and I think most successful strike of lawyers in this country. The reason was that the military regime was disobeying court orders. Just one court order led to that strike. Today, the regime that is in power obeys or disobeys court orders that favor and disobeys court orders that are not in favor of the government. I do hope that the NBA will wear the toga of resilience and resistance once again. in ensuring, in particular, the disobedience of a particular court order, which is the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, who is in detention against the judgment of the Court of Appeal. I do not see how you administer justice when the Court of Appeal says somebody has no case and the same Court of Appeal comes and says the execution of justice. We have plenty of legal documents in place, but we do not have justice. I want to say one final thing that lawyers owe us a duty will help us create a brand new constitution. We cannot amend what is in place now. It was a military constitution. Exactly. My colleague who said we signed that document in 1999 constitution. That's the most fraudulent document in existence in this country. You know what you lawyers say? We can do something on nothing. Finally, to Nigerians, we don't change the players, we can win the game. Don't vote for the old, tired, irresponsible politicians who put you in very condition that you're in.
That is Showore speaking. In as much as he has his own view, but at least he's consistent to an extent. Very consistent to an extent. You can hate him, you can like him. He has chosen his own path and he is following it seriously. He's following it judiciously without any bias. So he has to continue doing what he's doing while we are doing our own part. Whoever succeeds at the end of the day.
Rather that I don't become president. If I have to become president and bring about the corrupt people that destroyed Nigeria. You're mentioning Amici. Amici is the guy who couldn't complete a railway station in Rivers. Right? Peter Obi, you know his story already. We don't have to mention his name. That one is already well documented. Atiku was vice president of this country when ASU went on strike. And instead of solving the problem, they issued themselves license to build universities, private universities. His own is ATBU in Yola. Obasanjo created what they call Bell University while ASU was on strike. But it was the second finished job. Obasanjo was the one who stopped the kind of educational sector that would have produced some of the best doctors, lawyers, engineers, electricians, pilots in 1979, with 1977, which led to what they call Alimo School. Hey. Do you know who became Obasanjo's PDP chairman when they came with PDP? The same Ali. That guy was chairman of PDP. That is Alimos, the person that students were asking to go in 1977. He was the minister, I think he was the commissioner for education under the Obasanjo regime. When what they met on ground at the University of Lagos, according to the story we met on ground, if students went to class before they came back, their beds were made. All they just did was come back and study. If they go to the restaurant, they were given what they call balanced ration, diet, so that they don't have kwashiorkor and forget to study. They had water running from every sack. We still met water at the University of Lagos. In fact, my room had a jacuzzi in Jaja Hall. Your room had a jacuzzi? Yes, it's still there. I'm sure it's still there. As a student union president, I had a jacuzzi. My room is in Jaja Hall and it's a penthouse on the right side. They had a jacuzzi. And water will be running from because there's always busted pipe when they started not maintaining everything. The DSS used to refer to my room as Water Palace. That is the code name for my room in Jaja. I'm not talking about 1952. This is 1993, 1994. Because I was in the University of Lagos in 1994. This same Jaja Hall in the University of Lagos. Anybody who is watching me can go and check. My room, I had 2 rooms as president of the student union. There's a penthouse. I had, a rooftop where I could study or even just take fresh air at night. And next to it was a bathroom with jacuzzi. So the union president, University of Lagos. So they destroyed it. By the time Obasanjo said, no, education is not supposed to be that expensive. Let's get it. It is the reason. Part of why they did it was because of the riot. The Ali Moscow riots. All these people, They are spoiled kids. You know, that is why till tomorrow, I've never met Obasanjo one-on-one. I can't forgive him. Yes.
But
I've never met him in person. Never met him. We have never crossed paths before. Because that idea that you destroy the education of a country because of your personal ego is the reason why we have substandard education. Imagine if Nigeria, like Saudi Arabia, still has hostels till today where you go to class and you come back and your bed is made. Even if it is a best Western type of accommodation, we will still be producing some of the best because there's nothing like studying under conditions that environmental. But they destroyed that. The universities now no longer have any of that. University of Lagos, if you go there now, it's dilapidated. They are building in it. It's not even planned anymore. You know, so you cannot expect me to turn around and be in bed with the same people simply because I want to be president. If I jump in bed with them, I become president. They will kill the presidency the next day. Yes, because that's their expertise. If you don't do what they want, they'll kill you.
You have heard Shore. He has a lot to tell, and his stories are interesting. That is why I bring him most of the time. You might disagree with him, you might like him or hate him, but I bet you at least he has a vision and he's focused on what he wants. You focus on your own. Those of us
Soldier boy.
on our own.
What was your monthly salary as a soldier before you left? As a soldier, like presently now, they pay me the last salary where I collect for army now 109,000, 111,000. But before that, it was just last year, February, when they increased the salary. Before now, 51,000. So attached with the stars, where they pay 20,000 naira. So making 70,000 naira before. So it was February last year that they just increased it to that.
And how were you surviving on 71,000 naira?
The software not be small. Apart from the salary, nothing more. Nothing they enter for you as a soldier.
What about uniform? Did they give you uniform?
No, they don't really give uniform. Now soldier, ask any
So how
soldier.
did they get your uniform?
Will they buy them?
How much is the uniform?
The uniform is about 55,000.
More than your salary.
Yes. Now you go buy uniform. Now you go buy boots. Now you go buy anything.
How
when
much
you
be the boots?
The boots, sometimes 60K for.
I think so you get one type of
What about ammo? Like ammo, bulletproof vest. Your ammo, fragments, this thing, and helmet. All those ones they give.
You buy it yourself. So you buy it yourself?
I swear, nobody will give you.
So you dey buy bulletproof helmet?
I swear.
This is not a
If you see, say maybe soldier wear that thing, maybe maybe they get one kind all this big visitor, maybe governor, they won't go on occasion, maybe say governor will see them. If you just go pack one,
high service,
that kind of thing. Now, what's it they do? Maybe say maybe
so you
they
get
give you
Sambisa without bulletproof, unless you buy.
But nobody will give you now if you don't buy it.
So the only thing you get.
So that Meduguri now, I don't spend about 4 years, 9 months now for Meduguri. And they tell us, yes, now 2 years, now you will use before they will rotate you. So me, I don't do double year. I don't do the third. We lost that guy inside this, say, location where you go there. Now go dey expect make Boko Haram come, or in case maybe Boko Haram won't enter that village. Now just dey like bulletproof to the villagers. You understand? Like as I be soldier now, as you ask me about the helmets and all these fragments, now the helmet and the fragment I wanna be to the villagers. But if anything they come
like
now,
a buffer,
yes, now cover. Yes. So if anything they happen, now you go first meet.
without bulletproof. So
Who won't give you now?
Did you hear the story of a soldier? For those of you who want to go and join Nigerian military, people stay away from them. Some of you will think it's just you look at him. You will buy your uniform by yourself. You buy your boot for yourself. Buy your helmet for yourself. Buy every single thing, including your body armor, you buy for yourself. And your salary is just 100,000. that they just increased this year. This year they increased their salary. Before it was 50-something thousand. And they will come and tell you, go and join military, go and recruit. They will tell you they will go and broadcast, go and recruit. Go and recruit. You go here and when. Your body will tell you. You didn't hear the confession from a soldier in the field. Nigeria is gone and gone for good. That is why every one of us must focus on the actualization of Biafra. Focus on it. We don't have any other way. Nigeria is gone. Every information that is coming shows that Nigeria is
Of
gone.
course, if anybody had told us that we are going to witness what we are witnessing at the moment in our land, we would have said it's impossible. But let me use the statement of our paramount king, Oba Johnson Olariwaju Dada. I think the situation we have in our land presently, Urago district of fellow to local government, Kwara State, is beyond us. It's beyond us. The situation of insecurity in our domain, we must confess, is beyond us. This is our community. Only deserted now. Only deserted. People have fled for their lives, left their properties, their farms, their businesses, everything deserted now. The whole community is deserted. The whole district, the whole Urago district, and even Sopok, they were all deserted now. Eh? Eh? The place that is blossoming for its commercial activities, for its agricultural activities. See the whole community deserted now. See. People left their belongings. From here to Okiowa now, down to Irako. That's how you see houses closed. Can you see? Houses closed. Nobody. Every place people lived before have been deserted now. I think this is beyond us, really. It's beyond us. And as I'm talking now, we even have some of our community members in the bush. Kidnapped. We don't know their situation. It's a very pathetic situation. It's very saddening. We are worried, we are threatened in Urago district. Please, we are appealing to the Kwara State government, the federal government, and all those concerned to come to our aid. This is a situation we have never witnessed. Even our forefathers, our fathers in heaven, have not witnessed what we are witnessing right now.
How do you?
They chase us away from our farms. We thought it will soon be over, but see now, they've also chased us away from our homes, from our businesses, from our occupations, from our properties. Can you see? Can you see? Houses locked up, nobody. This is the saddening situation which Urago district and its environ, not just Urago district, Okeonya, Kajola, everywhere, this is how it's deserted now. It's a very pathetic situation. We are appealing to the government to please do the needful. Not that you have not done. You have done, but what we have preempted this kind of situation, that there will be a reprisal attack. This is a reprisal attack now. The whole community is deserted. You see anybody now, maybe it's a vigilante or just some strangers
who doesn't have anywhere to go. The whole community is deserted. Everywhere under lock and keys. Can you see? See, this is Adegunle community in Uragot district. And this is how the whole Uragot district and its environs have been deserted now. Whether Omugo, whether Okedaba, whether Okeowa, whether Agoming town, whether Oyate, whether Ahun, whether Kajola, everywhere, Irabo. This is how it's deserted. It's a very serious situation. We are appealing to the federal government and the state government, please do the needful. You've started it, and one will have preempted that these people will come for repressive attack, and they have come indeed. And this is what we are witnessing. It's more than this. Whatever you are feeling now, the sadness is even more than this.
You have seen Kwara State. This is Kwara State, deserted, a complete village. No single person is living there. People ran away and left their house in a country that has a government. And the president is a Yoruba man. This is Yoruba land. Though. This is Yoruba man, Yoruba land, Kwara State. Completely deserted. Everybody ran away from the village. And see somebody begging and making it. The president is from their place. So if you will not learn lesson, you will never learn. Some of you are still busy talking about P2B. When P2B becomes president, you will see this kind of a thing in Biafra land. You will see this kind of thing in Biafra land. That is why we say everybody should wake up and begin to think. Everybody should begin. Look at Kwara State. Look at Kwara State. A whole Kwara State. Completely deserted. Completely deserted. And the president is for Yoruba man. Yoruba land, people ran away from their home. There is no single person in it. This is a complete village. No single human being. Look at everywhere. They ran away and left their home. President is from their place. So the president of the country is from their place. And they are not doing anything about it. They are not, and they will never do anything about it. And some of you still think you are talking about the election. And some idiot. This is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu prevented in Biafra land. This is what Mazen Simon Ekpa prevented in Biafra land. When they try to bring this thing in Biafra land, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stopped them. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stopped them. They tried it. Mazen Simon Ekpa stopped them. And what did they do? They came after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Came after Mazen Simon Ekpa. Today, some idiots are telling me they don't know what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has done. Those criminals in the Department of Sabotua. They say they don't know what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has done. It is because of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that you are not seeing this thing you are seeing here. It is because of Mazen Simon Ekpa that you are not seeing this thing. It is because of the Liberation Army of Biafra, the ESN. That is why you are not seeing this thing. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu established the ESN. They stopped it. The Fulani Janjaweed could not be able to drive our people. When they kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Mazen Simon Ekpa established the Liberation Army. And they stood their ground, made sure that our land is protected. Today, the same people that they are protected, it is the same Igbo people that they protect. They are the people that are fighting against the Liberation Army today. You connive with the government and you drive away with it. And I ask people, if Fulani come to Biafra land today to attack Biafra land, who will defend you? Look at Kwara State, Yoruba land. The president, na Yoruba man, no. President is a Yoruba man, but look at a Yoruba state. Look at it. Completely deserted. Everybody ran away. Now then get president to president that they are from their place. So President is from their place. Nobody mind them. If you don't mind their people, now you go mind. Now your own side you can protect. Everybody is on their own. Every sensible region are protecting themselves. Every sensible region should be thinking of how to protect themselves. But what do? You are thinking on how to attack Mazin Nnamdi. You're thinking on how to make sure that Mazin Simon Ekpa is not released. You are thinking on how to make sure Mazin Nnamdi is released. Even when you know that these people are the people that made sure that your land is not like this. Look at the Yoruba land. Power is in their hand, though. They have the president, but look at them. Everybody ran away from the village. Everybody, no single human being. Everybody ran away. Entire village deserted. In a country that has government, have army, have police. Look at it. Some of you still think it's a joke, right? No problem. Tell me who will protect you. They will come up. They will come. But when they come, Biafra, today, you have driven the Liberation Army. The Liberation Army that we know they are equipped. They have done the job before. And they can do it over. You drive them away. When they come, I want to see who will protect you. Bunch of idiots. You go hear them. We dey here. We dey here. Ora yejundu nwara anya. Ora yeju onye nwara anwụ afọ. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Let's see this. Let's see. Because when we talk, they say we talk too much. We are not talking too much. It's only the truth and nothing but the truth.
Exactly. That's what the story lies. Because it's killing everywhere. They are the military, they are sustaining some places. But then you want total security for all the citizens. Now, I sit down in disbelief to see that my armed forces, the armed forces I served, is today handicapped in a lot of ways. But I still believe that despite the handicap, we can still overcome if we choose to do the right thing at the right time. Because for me, right now, we are reactive for a while we have been reactive. We have not been proactive. And how do you become proactive? It's when your operations are intelligence driven. We must be able to get there before the enemy. You must be able to know the enemy. You must be able to determine their intentions, their course of actions. Then you will take preventive and preemptive measures to prevent them from doing anything. But right now, we allow them to plan, we allow them to prove until they attack us, then we respond. Now, how do we respond? Even the response, we still don't have that capability of quick response. So you hear that these guys have come, they have attacked social place, and they left into thin air. No. If we have the quick response squad, which is air mobile, if we go into that compact air mobile, who are ready, always available to be deployed at short notice. When we were flying, we had alert phases. And when we are at alert A, Alpha, we are seated in the aircraft waiting for the goal. So if there's anything, we are already seated in the aircraft and we are taking off.
That is not being done now.
I don't know. I've been out of service for a while. I don't know if
I mean, because you're a military man, I was asking because you have such a
I did, because there are different phases of alert that you put your soldiers depending on the situation on ground. So if it is something you must quickly respond to, the guys are already in the cockpit. Okay, but then now I'm not seeing such response from us, and that is the area I think we should work on. Leverage on technology and then heavy on intelligence. Where do we get this intelligence? From the grassroots. Yes, there is open source intelligence, but if we change the strategic approach, because right now we are doing top to bottom, We should start bottoms-up approach.
What does that mean?
Yes, where the people at the community become your first layer of defense. Without gun, they will not carry anything. But you must empower them to be able to see something and say something. Today we have that slogan, we say, when you see something, say something. The structure is not there. So when they see something, who do they say that something to? You must create that, you must be deliberate. You must create that structure and say, when you see something, say it to this person.
That is how they will continue to talk and talk and talk. At the end of the day, nothing will be done. But we did here. The only thing we are doing is to show you that Nigeria is irredeemable. For those of you who don't understand, all it takes is for you to pay attention to information that is coming from their media. You know, sometimes if only us they talk, it will seem you are making things up. That is why sometimes we go to their own media. We bring information from their own conventional media so that you can hear from them. Maybe when you hear from them, you might understand better. Maybe when you hear from them. So that is why we always go to their media to bring information from that side. Let's hear them.
Its war against insurgency, security agencies have recorded major successes in recent times. While recent years suggested a relative decline in large-scale urban attacks, emerging patterns now point to a different trajectory. Just last week, the armed forces of Nigeria recorded major operational gains in the first quarter of 2026, arresting 1,359 suspects, rescuing 813 kidnapped victims, and facilitating the surrender of 197 insurgents across the country. However, we witnessed coordinated attacks across some states recently. Attacks such as those in Maiduguri in March 2026, a mass casualty attack in Kwara State earlier in 2026, attacks in parts of Jos and surrounding communities in Plateau State, and just over the Eastern weekend, we've seen attacks in Benue, Kaduna, and Katsina states. Joining us on the show to review the resurgence of insurgency nationwide, this is even as the federal government continues to deploy huge resources to support troops on the ground, and if the war is winnable, is Kabiru Adamu, a security expert. Good morning, and thanks for joining us today on the morning show.
My pleasure. Good morning. Dr. Adamu, the president, a few days ago in Ogun State, while inaugurating the Ogun State Agro Airport, told his audience that Nigeria is winning the war against terrorism and banditry. But the evidence of our eyes will seem to suggest the opposite. Between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, there were a series of killings from Plateau to Katsina to Benue to Katsina to Nasarawa and other parts of the country in Zamfara. One community, which have been notified by some terrorists that they must not go to the farm, that this farming activity in that community must stop. The community now has resorted to self-help, training women and men to carry their guns in the expectation that if the terrorists come around, they will face them and open fire for fire. That's one community. It's probably the same situation in other communities. What happened? Why this sudden escalation of insurgency? Despite the good intentions, efforts of government and the Nigerian military. What went wrong? What happened to kinetic, non-kinetic security architecture? And how soon will hope arrive? When will we begin to win? Thank you, Dr. Abati. And I like how you x-rayed the situation across the geopolitical zones, mainly in the northern part of the country, northwest, north central, and northeast. These are, at the moment, the hotspots for security challenges in
in Nigeria. Now, why the resurgence? We are dealing with a highly mobile criminal enterprise, several of them actually, operating in the same ecospace. You have the highly mobile criminal enterprise that is called bandits. You have the ideological non-state armed groups, the ones that are operating in the northeast and parts of north-central Nigeria, the Jamaat al-Ahlissin al-Dawati wal-Jihad, and the groups affiliated with Al-Qaeda and ISIS that we all call Boko Haram. At the moment, there are about 7 of them spread across different parts of the country. Now, the reason why we're seeing this resurgence and why, in spite of the good intentions of Mr. President, and I must say, if you look at the Renewed Hope agenda, he has good intentions. But sadly, those intentions have not been translated into meaningful policies that stop the activities of these highly mobile non-state armed groups. And what do I mean by that? Their ability to generate funds through different activities, mining as an example, kidnap for ransom, dues that they collect. This spreads across all the groups that I've mentioned. We haven't put in place a policy to stop that ability to generate funding. Their ability to get weapons, both internally and outside the shores of Nigeria. We haven't put in place policies to stop that ability. The ability to recruit new members, even though we're killing them, and I must commend the military and other security forces for that. There is enough evidence to show we're killing their commanders and leadership. But then, because they're able to recruit, because they're able to reorganize, you now see them coming back, sometimes even stronger than before we killed their commanders. And then, of course, lastly, is their ability to move from point A to point B, mostly on motorbikes. Till date, we haven't come up with a cogent policy that will stop that ability. So in a nutshell, Dr. Abati, this is the reason why we're where we are. And this is why we just released our March report. And in that report, we know that between January and the end of March, over 2,000 Nigerians have been killed. Precisely 2,350 Nigerians have been killed just within 3 months. And we know that 1,117 Nigerians have been abducted within those 3 months. So clearly, in all ramifications, we need to do more to ensure that the number of Nigerians who are being killed, the number of Nigerians who are being abducted, reduced to a level that is acceptable to us as a member of the Committee of Nations. And it's also important to mention that on March 19th, the Institute for Economics and Peace released its Global Terrorism Index. And unfortunately, we lost 2 positions from 6th to 4th. And the simple reason given by that report is that our ability to influence the environment, the ecospace where these terrorist groups act has been reduced drastically, simply because the mounted all of government and all of society approach has not been implemented. That report, anyone who is interested can pick up that report, you can download and see the section. It speaks to that clearly. So in simple terms, to summarize everything I've said, it's because we haven't moved from policy to actual implementation. A lot of the conversation is being held at that policy level, but in terms of implementation, we've not seen much. And I think we can cascade that to say there's an absence of accountability within the security sector. A lot of what happens remains at that level, but when it comes to making sure we see accountable and measurable things, that's missing. And that's why we're where we are.
All right, Dr. Damu, thank you so much for that introduction, your opening statement. And for a number of people, the challenge is that people are being worn down by analysis of the insecurity situation in Nigeria, because a lot of people seem to understand the issues. But, like you've identified, the implementation of these policies is a big issue. So I don't think it's a lack of understanding. And that's why I want to ask you that, is there sometimes a period or a situation where insecurity serves the purpose of politicians? Because you would want to, with the numbers you've quoted, mind-boggling. Anyone would want to imagine that someone who has state resources would want to tackle insecurity head-on. But we've also heard instances where they say that if it lasts for a certain number of time, then there must be complicity because the leaders know who they are who's funding them, where they are, but they do nothing about it. So is there a time where insecurity serves the interests of certain people? Maybe that's why, like you said.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And I will take you back to a statement, the current WTO DG Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, when she visited Nigeria, I think it was last year, and she presented a paper. She spoke clearly to the politicization of insecurity and warned us of the consequences of that. And I think this is, my conversation will kind of revolve around that. On the one hand, you want the administration, the ruling party, wanting to show success in security. So, for instance, even where it's very clear that there is need for improvement, the political statement would be, we've made progress, we've improved. And of course, even the leadership of the security sector will be commended by Mr. President because it's politically convenient for him to do that, when the reality, unfortunately, speaks otherwise. On the other hand, you have the opposition parties that would want to show lack of success in the security sector because, of course, it serves their purpose. The 2027 election will be determined, frankly, by two things: the economy and, to an extent, security. And so a lot of conversations will be around that. Now, the danger, and this is, I think, where, as a people, and of course, the responsibility of the government will have to step in, the possibility of sometimes instigating this violence to achieve that political interest is also there. As an example, if somebody goes to Plateau State, which is kind of the tectonic template that Nigeria lies upon because of the two factors of ethnicity and religion, and then goes and kills people, meaninglessly. He didn't steal, he just killed 28 people meaninglessly. It's very obvious that the objective is to scare some form of communal reaction and clearly to achieve a political objective. So again, the responsibility of the administration, especially the security sector, the intelligence component, the law enforcement component, is to identify who is behind that, who would be interested in triggering that kind of violence to achieve a political objective. Identify the person, present cogent evidence to make sure that that person is prosecuted so that it serves as deterrence to anyone who wants to do that. Unfortunately, we have failed, time upon time in doing that, and so you see a repetition of that. But clearly, there is, on the one hand, a political objective in order to show success, which is what the administration will do. And then on the opposition side, you now see them using that lack of success as we are today to achieve political objectives.
Good to see you again, my brother Kabir Adamu. Great to have you for talking to us and throwing more light. Number one, my first question will be accountability as regards the fight against insecurity. Also, the politicization by the military. Only recently we had a community say that they have not rescued the people they claim they have rescued. I don't know if you have more details on that. That's a community in Kaduna. All right? Ariko. And only recently we were celebrating the military for that achievement. But as a security expert, I'd like to ask you this honest question. How long more do you think we'll have to fight this war of insecurity? If my memory serves me right, Mohammed Yusuf was killed in 2009. By 2029, it's going to be 20 years. A child that was born in 2009 is already well on his way to the university. That's a generation that is going. After 2029, after 20 years of this, how many more years will this have to take out of our national life before it's all over?
I don't want to be a harbinger of bad news, but if you look at how terrorism ends, and we could look at different clients to see how they've attempted to address terrorism. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon in Nigeria. At the beginning of this conversation, I pointed out to the gaps in terms of our counter-insurgency strategy, what we're implementing, inability to stop funding, weapon acquisition, recruitment, and the mobility of these groups. Not as long as we don't ensure the strategy does these 4 things, then we are going to be sadly dealing with this challenge. The second point, which you highlighted at the beginning, is the point around accountability. And there are 2 levels of accountability. The financial accountability, sadly, and this is well documented, several organizations have written on it, CISLAC is one of them, the political economy of the funding of security in Nigeria is simply a conduit through which money sometimes goes to wrong hands. So that's one, that's financial accountability. There have been attempts to enhance financial accountability, but frankly, not much has been done. And there is enough evidence to show that there is a lot of corruption going on within the security sector at the federal level, at the state level. Then if we leave financial accountability and go to operational accountability, where we should be able to measure in very clear terms the performances of our security organizations. As an example, the military is implementing Operation Hadinkai in the Northeast. It's operating one in Plateau State and Southern Kaduna, another one in the Northwest rather, called Fonsanyama, and across the Federation. In all of these operations, there is no exit strategy, there is no sunset clause, there is no timeline to say this is what we intend to achieve, and this is once we achieve, we're handing over to the civilian or civil military, civilian police, or another organization. So it's likely to remain as an opportunity to continue this political economy of the funding of insecurity, aka corruption. Now, the role of the National Assembly in this is also extremely important. While we've seen progress in terms of the National Assembly to play its 4 functions of legislation, oversight, representation, and budgeting. Yeah, Dr. Abati.
Okay, just to ask you,
Dr. Abati.
Yes, earlier on, I was telling you about the community in Zamfara, where a video is shown of the members of the community trying to get ready to train themselves to fight bandits. In some other communities, they have what they call community protection guards. In some other places, they call them vigilante. But getting the members of the community, including women, to come and learn how to fire guns, is that not a kind of suicide attempt against better equipped terrorists and bandits? Or also, should the Nigerian state arrest those persons because they may be guilty of illegal possession of firearms, depending on the grade of the firearms and ammunition that they are using?
Yeah, there are so many issues to unravel with regards to the attempt by communities to protect themselves. But unfortunately, Dr. Abati, that is their reality. In Bukuyu local government and Anka, 2 adjoining local governments in Zamfara State, the very day Mr. President went to Plateau State to condole with Plateau State over the killings that happened there on Palm Sunday, 150 residents of communities, villages in those 2 local governments were abducted. They are still in the hands of those bandits. They've not been rescued, they've not been released. So that's the reality of those communities. Security deployment is key in those locations. Governance is next to absent in those locations. And so they are forced to resort to this type of measures. And frankly, if you look at the state fragility index, our position, it speaks to the fact that governance is failing in this instance. And so the onus really is how do we ensure enhanced security at especially the rural areas. In the urban areas, there is relatively more robust security deployment, but as you move away, you
Dr. Kabir, this case you just talked about in Zamfara was not widely reported in the papers. This is over 150. Dr. Kabir, please, do we have a compendium of all of those that have been kidnapped are in kidnappers' captivity as we speak today? Do we have a compendium? Do we have a number? Briefly, quickly.
Yes, Rufai, the company that I founded, Beacon Security and Intelligence Limited, we try to collate and report this. I just mentioned to you that we know, for instance, that from January to the end of March, about 117 Nigerians have been abducted and 2,350 have been killed as a result of this security occurrences. So the same way I can give you as far back as 10 years ago that we've been keeping this. And then if anyone, for instance, doubts what my database speaks, ACLED, which is an internationally recognized database, also reports on these incidences. And frankly, the variance between what ACLED reports and what Beacon Security and Intelligence report is just a number of maybe 5, 10. You'll find out that the margin of error is less than 2% in both instances for that. So yes, there is that evidence. However, there is no official database, as far as I know, that documents this and perhaps reports it to Mr. President, so that Mr. President is able to see in very clear terms whether we're making progress or not. And I know that there is an attempt to do that by some of the federal organizations. I'm hoping that this kind of conversations will prompt them to make sure that they actually embrace data so that they're able to see in clear terms whether they're making progress or not. But suffice to say that apart from these two that I've mentioned, Beacon Security and Intelligence Limited, as well as ACLED, there are several other organizations locally that compile this data and report on it.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kabir Adamu. We don't even know how many we are in this country.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a dear heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Sucker had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abaganazo Bunigwe was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home.